investors. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here. Remember, I follow Tommy O'Brien. That's the morning market. Kickoff starts off at 9, and we're looking at this 10:06 time frame in the morning Eastern time, up 465 at 48,393. Hit 48,431. This is okay. Let me go through this very slowly. Let me do this first of all. Yeah, let me just show you this because we always have new people. I just wanted to say, in the Chapman wave methodology, we try to identify the lowest low bar and then count each successively higher peak, alphabetize them, uppercase on the way up, lowercase on the way down, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But it's that idea of upgrading from a buy signal to a buy mode, usually in leg B, that suggests that there should be 4 higher peaks. That is going to a D, and then you have to assess where we are. The target is always that 4th highest peak if you get an upgrade from a buy signal to a buy mode. Well, lo and behold, what did we get? We got, in the weekly chart, we've got peak ABC from the April low. We've got ABCD, and then it actually went to an E, pulls back, starts a brand new A, B, C. We were waiting to see whether this inside track repellent zone could be tagged, and if we can go above it. That's the green and pink. This is a very mini channel to the upside, and what we've got is a price that has gone above it, but that green line is really that's going to be very important. How we handle that green and how we come back if we do, and we take out the support of 47,700. 47,000, God, 47,000. So, and this is still a leg A in the monthly chart, meaning that you cannot get a peak A until all of December is lower than whatever the high of November is, and then you have to wait for the beginning of January to confirm. Of course, you can confirm it earlier than that if there's a massive pullback, but technically the bar, you have to wait for that full bar, and then the very next bar starts the confirmation, or it actually goes to a higher high. All right? So if that's the case, what we're looking at is this is a leg A. So if this is the Chapman wave methodology, which has 7 it's called. I initially called it the 7 waveform because getting to D takes you seven moves. A starts 1, 2 is down. That confirms peak A. 3 is leg B, etc. So it's 7 waves to get to D. It's 8 to make a peak D. So in this case, that would take us, if every other month from now, from December, is lower than higher than lower than higher, it would take you until at least the 7th or 8th month of 2026 to create that leg D. There are other ways to do it. We've seen it before. What happens if you pull back from this single leg A to the upside and really come tumbling down? Let's say you go down to 41,700. You can have a gray leg A going to a peak A, then a gray B and a gray C, and then a gray D underneath whatever the high is here, the all-time high is, and that would negate. We've seen it. I should have made a note of where it was, one of the charts in the monthly chart. And that could be the peak D underneath the previous high, which was an A. That's the only way it could fail. So far, this is very positive. Now, normally what I would do is I'd say to subscribers, 1 tick over 48,040.65. Was it 65? I think it was 65. I should have put that in. 64. Going to 0.65. Let's start a short on the Dow. But you know, the power of this move up over 500 points yesterday, coming from the 46,495 low of just 4 sessions ago, This is very impressive action. I thought to myself, we've had a rotation in the Dow itself. You've got an Amgen, AMGN, trading at not an all-time high, but almost 346.85 was the high of July of 2024. Today's high so far is 341.32, up 2.23. So all I can say is that, and we did this left side, right side price time match 4 weeks earlier, going to leg D. That's in the Dow. Let's see if Procter & Gamble managed to go higher. PG. No, down 83 cents. It was higher yesterday. But you've got UNH. Let's see what UNH is doing. UNH is up, very sharply, up 11, up 12, at 339.40, up 3.61%. Yeah, that's what's helping the Dow right now. There are others as well that are really doing well. AXP, oh, look at that. American Express, all-time high as we speak. D going to leg E at 376.31, up 6.15. All right, so with that said, and we got a little joke going on here in the den. I was asked if I could look at AGEN. AGEN, also in the medical area. This is AGN. This is Agenus Inc., Immuno-Oncology, up 33 cents today, up 7.61%. That's pretty darn good. At $4.59. Right on the 200-period moving average. And you know my rule, this is a Chapman wave inverted Roman candle right here 3 sessions ago. And if we, within 2 sessions, if it holds above the midpoint of the long wick, the shadow they call it, and that would be above 4.42 for more than 60 minutes, there's a real good chance it's going to very quickly test the high that we're looking at, in this case, $4.69. Yeah, it's looking it's just stalling a little bit at the 200-period moving average. Weekly chart starts to move a little bit better. Leg A, gray leg A in the weekly chart. Monthly chart looks just absolutely horrible. So, I had mentioned in the den, I was asked about it, and I said, AGEN, doing well. Not quite Amgen, I'm just thinking, of the gens part of it, though. And then Dan types in, I buy them before they become Amgen. And this is true. He's really a fabulous picker of these biotechs, but certainly. For ARWR, first ever approval is due next Tuesday. Stock up 350% since the low. All right. So, okay, doing very well. Now, the whole thing about this, because it's a biotech stock and it has these long wicks and then it closes down, is that you want to see it, first of all, get into this ugly candle of the 10th of September, which had a low of 478, and we haven't quite got there on the high yet of this particular, and it had a high of 520, low of 478, high of 520. If you can start a trade on this, it has to hold. The whole thing about these biotech stocks, you can't have one and done. You need to see follow through to the upside. So there's look, every time this pops up, it fails and makes a lower low. So you want to see this continue higher. You definitely want to see a close above 4.69, the high of the 10th. That's just 3 sessions ago. And that would be a big positive. Support is 440 to 420 in the short term. I'll be right back. Dow's up 407, pulling back from the high, and the S&P is now only up 4. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no cash or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
We're back, and I didn't finish all of the preamble before we get to the different areas. So let me just do this. I've got a couple of questions that I'm going to get to. So I'm going to say the S&P right now is pulling back. It's not acting well. Let's put it this way: the Dow was the absolute leader over the last couple of days. The S&P is following, but it's starting to weaken, and I'm looking at this broadening weakness in some of the tech area, and some of the tech area that we bought a long time ago, not a long time ago, some time ago, and we took profits, and we've got just a core position left from way down. And I'm watching closely to see when we should add, or whether this is now an area that, don't touch, at least for now. So within that context, I'm just a little cautious, but I'm not cautious in the sense that I am not looking at other areas. But I had a couple today that I was about to buy. I said, let's just hold off for one day. We took a smidge off the one that was absolutely fantastic, and that's the Real company. It just screamed to the upside with earnings. So we took a little bit off for about an 86% gain on that little bit that we took off. We're still keeping that core position. We've taken a little bits off because this looks like it's in the area that is most potent at this particular point. This is the Real Inc. because it does online resale of authentic luxury goods, buying and selling pre-owned designer items. So that I think is still in play right now. But why is this? Let me just do that. Something's happening here. There it is. Okay, good. I just needed to get that so that I could see what it is. All right. So within that context, Bitcoin, look at this. Bitcoin up 680. Now it's up 790. Trying its best to get going to the upside. And all I can say is that the selling pressure that I've been talking about for the double top back on the 6th of October, it was also a peak D in the weekly chart. Remember, Ds are where other things can happen. Well, we've had this if you look at the context of the whole move from the low that was made at about 77,000 back in April, going all the way to the October high, we're about 50% down, but it looks like the technicals are still quite weak. So I'm worried about this. We do have it from lower down. We have the iShares and Bitcoin, but we're not adding to it at this particular point. I think at some point we might, but right now I'm more cautious on this than looking positively at all. So that's the Bitcoin. If you look at gold is now up 53. So something is going on in the gold area. One of the reasons why I wanted to keep some part of the gold, the physical gold, PHYS is what we have, and that's also from quite a bit lower down, is because something's happening in the area. If I look at the technicals, certainly the weekly technicals are really superb. Look at that. Look at the price over that green 9-period moving average. Look how far the 9-period moving average is above the 14-period. What a beautiful technical indicator this is. And it just says at this point there is still residual strength. We've run out of the weakness because the weakness ran from 43.98 down to the low that was made on the 28th of October at 39.01, and here we are bouncing, leg B. So this is still the same internal strength. Not all of the positions are doing all that well. I mean, GDX is in fact participating very nicely. It's up $1.60 today at 78.36. But most importantly, what we're looking at is it's kind of select. Not all those gold stocks or silver stocks that I've been looking at are doing all that well. All right. I mean, from the bounce, that is. All right, let's go on. We want to look at high-grade copper. High-grade copper is nice today, up 5.14, up 7 cents. Let's see that TGB. Did earnings come out yet? Whoa, very nice. Up 3.38%, up 16 cents at 476. Trying to tackle the high that was made on the 9th of October at 484. I know there are a number of tigers that are in this. I keep talking about it, but we never got back in. I could have got back in for a few days, didn't. This is very nice. Seiko Mines, TGB, acting very, very nicely. And now let's go on to, I had a couple of things that I wanted to do. Yeah, so IY, that's the transportation index, also doing very nicely considering, because it's important that we get the transports moving together with the general market, especially with the Dow. Just as, in a way, you can think of it as Dow theory. I'm not a great Dow theorist, even though I've heard it for decades and decades and decades. It's just a very nice confirming metric. And it should be going to a leg D above, and that'll be very good because they'll say, you know what, now you can go to an all-time high. 73.69 was the week of the 10th of October. That was the high. And here we are doing very nicely in the weekly chart, walking the 9-period moving average, using the 14 as a little bounce of trampoline set. And we're looking at peak leg B, a gray B underneath the previous high. And the all-time high was back in October. Oh, a year ago. No, November. A year ago. November at 75.59. Let me type that in, 75. And this with the transportation. This is with, and I know because did I say 69? I think I did. With two family members that had their flights canceled en route. And one was given a sleepover, a hotel and transportation. Other one slept at a friend and is on the way there. So all I can say is, that's interesting. I didn't expect that the transportation index would be this high. I haven't looked at it for a little bit. Okay, next thing is IYH. This is the healthcare. Look at that. What a spectacular move. Up 63 cents today, 64.03. Broke this July. March the 7th week this year of 62.94, that high, before tumbling down to the 53 level, and now it's up, and it's not an all-time high. That all-time high was in the 67 area way back in 2024, but it's doing very well. So that, I think, is what we're looking at when we talk about a rotation. We're seeing different sectors start to move. Okay, now I need to do this. Question came in. What have I forgotten? TLT. The TLT is trading up 6 cents. not a big deal, but off the 200 period moving average after the double top in the 92s and low down in the 88s. And now it's at 90.63. The TBT gives a better picture because what it says is that we went to a peak C and we might be fading here, but the 9-period moving average is positive. It's at 33.14. The MACD is good. Stochastics just pulled back under 80%, 9-period over the 14-period. So we're going to be watching closely because if the TBT, this is the ultra short limit 20-year Treasury bond ETF, think of it as the yield at 3.314. If that starts to slide under 32.78, 32.80, slips underneath there, yields are coming down. That's important. Got a break coming up. Dow's at 400. S&P's only up 1. We'll be back. Will this be the peak D that we're looking at in the Dow and we get a pullback? We'll see.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. Just before we go any further, I had a question in the Tiger YouTube, about CHYM. This is Chime Financial Inc. Basil, a recent IPO, Chime, what is your view for 2026? So this is an IPO, so there's no real history. It had an IPO that was back in, was that April? June, back in June of this year, and it opens at 43 round number. Of course, they always open a round number. Hit 44.94. 44.94. Let me just type that in just so you can get context. 44.94. And look at this. It tumbles down to 16. Oh, boy, those people got hurt. 16.17 on the 3rd of November. 16.17. 0.7, 11.325. So in this particular area, in the financials, look, here's Bank of America doing very nicely, screams to an all-time high as we speak into the leg D, leg E in the weekly chart. Let's go to SoFi, which is online banking, all-time high. Yep, all-time high leg D as we speak. Let's go to INTR. This is all around the world. INTR. This is a Inter and Company Inc. Digital Brazilian bank. Made an all-time high yesterday, pulling back today. So I like this area, XLF. Let's look at the XLF. And I'm going to show you a chart in a moment. Oh, ho, ho. Look at this, leg C. Got a lot of work to repair just on this high-level consolidation, but doing pretty well. I'm just going to, normally I wouldn't do this because it's an IPO, and I would say as a trade, I'd be looking at it, and I'd do the 120-minute charts, EHYM, I believe it is. Yes, I'd be doing the 120-minute chart. Let me do the 120-minute chart. Click right there. Goes PKPP, CDE, and now it's pulling back. So I'm going to suggest that if you're thinking 2026, that's a lifetime away. It's 2 months. I mean, it's a lifetime. We don't have that many trading days because we have a lot of vacation, but it's a lifetime in the market, right? Even a week is a lifetime. Even a day sometimes is a lifetime. All I'm going to say is you've been, obviously you followed this for some reason. It's in your attention, and I'm going to suggest start a position at 20.40. 19.60 is kind of the support. If it goes to 19.30 in this move right now, I'd say that I'd get out, and I wouldn't want to touch it until it starts to make higher highs. But right here, because it's in a sector that seems to be working very nicely, I'm going to say to you, start a small position. This is if you were going to put on, you're going to buy X number of shares, you're going to buy maybe even a quarter or even less right now. You're just going to tiptoe in, and let's look at it again over the rest of the week and going into early next week. If it's holding well, this has a potential, if it's able to clear this whole area with everything that was under $22 from the 3rd of October is underwater. You want to be above that. So if this can get to 22 point, that's another 10% higher. If we can go to 22.50, somewhere in the 22s, wow, I think it's going to be much better. It's going to make a cup formation, and it's going to be a pattern that I really do like. So I'm just going to suggest, if you're asking for my opinion is that it's in a sector that seems to be working. There is still to be some kind of a pullback. I'm anticipating from this leg D in the Dow, I'm expecting some kind of a pullback. Not all that much, but I do expect a pullback. And I'm suspecting that the S&P, the QQQ, maybe not the IWM, but those are the sectors that are going to become vulnerable. And I want to see if the XLF is able to maintain its integrity by just independently moving higher no matter what. So yes, take a little starting position at 20.38. If you want to wait, I see weakness coming in. Now the Dow's only up 368. It was up 500 before. I think we got some. Normally I would have said let's short the Dow above above the all-time high, because that could go to a leg D, and D is where you often get a pullback. But look at that. We would have shorted and got taken out. I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait for the big pullback, see where we close, and then make a decision about that. And that could, in fact, impact the financials. But so far, they're doing very well. And I'm just going to say, you could tiptoe in. So it's at 20.41. If you want to have a little patience, just see where it is in the next hour. If it's down below 20.20, I say, you know what, you could even wait until tomorrow to make that decision. But I like it in the sense that it's moved up. And I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, if it can hold above 19, well, let's see, it's at 2042. I don't want to point down. Yeah, above 19.40 over the next 2-3 sessions, and even have a little spring to the upside every time it gets to a certain point, like maybe 20.10, it suddenly wants to bounce. That's going to be a good sign. I like it, but it's got no real history in the market. It's an IPO. All right, hope that helps you. Next question came in. Could I look at XPEV? XPEV. Remember, I did this just as we were wrapping up yesterday when I did the 4 o'clock wrap up. It made that major move to the upside. This is Speng Inc. Designs, develops, manufactures smart EVs. It hit 28.24 yesterday. Today's high is 28.20 and it's pulling back. Going to have a little bit of a breather. I would be surprised if this strength suddenly fails. It'll fail because it's taken out 25.80 as support. Goes under that, it says, whoops, going to have to rest for a little while before it has another big move to the upside. Leg E in the weekly chart, leg D in the monthly chart. Very impressive. I had a target for this if it did succeed in rallying in 2025. Going to end of December to attempt at least to get to the 33.56 high of July of 2022. But we've already gone to, let me just move this across here. XPEV. So that candle, that's the candle of 30 between 33.56 and the high of June of 2022, 35.35. I expected that it would take quite a while, and I still think it could take it quite a while, but I'm saying by the end of December, I think we might tag it, but it definitely must hold between 24 and 23. If it closes decisively under that, it could take a little longer to heal. I'll be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Dow's up 346, giving back. And the S&P's down 5.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, so Tesla, so I did XPEV, that's the Chinese EV company. Tesla's down $9 at 430. So it made a double top, 470.75 back in beginning of October, and then 474.07 just 2 weeks ago, beginning of November. And what are we looking at? We're looking at this double top suggests at least a rectangle formation that there should be a test of 40. Let me give you the exact figure. This low that was made on the, here we go, on the 10th of October for 11.45. So I have that as a target on the very short term. Peak D in the daily, peak D in the weekly. Look at this beautiful chart, cup formation that I drew in a long time ago. I made this the midpoint, that peak that was made. So we go from a high of 488.54. I should put the date in there. That was in the week. This is the week of the 20th of December, almost a year ago. Comes tumbling down, gets cut more than in half, 240.75 on the 11th of April, and then it screams to the top, and then it stalls, and it keeps going, and then it starts a peak. It goes to a peak D. That was a weekly chart this last week. It'll probably be a peak this week because I don't see how it's going to get back to that level. And on a very short term, we made a double top. But most importantly, in the weekly chart, the MACD is still strong. The relative strength is starting to weaken. Stochastic is at 81%, over 80% is good, so 81's okay. The on-balance volume is pulling back. That's usually a sign volume is starting to deteriorate. And at the same time, the 9 is way over the 14. To get that green to go pink, you probably have to see Tesla at 370. So that's quite a spill. I don't see that right now. I just see it as a consolidation. Where do I think it's going to be? If at any point in 2025, if there is a daily close above 476, and the pullback is just very minor, about 6 or 7 points, and then there's another high, you're changing the character entirely from this rectangle formation of consolidating to breaking out to the upside. Does it go to 488.48 to leg D? I believe it will go to a leg D. I don't know if this is going to do it in 2025, but it should do it in 2026. So key support shorter term, 411. Major support would be 406 is the 14-period exponential moving average. You also asked the question, could I look at VET? VET. Now, this is very interesting. I looked at VET and I thought, oh, man, completely forgot about it. My best friend from high school, who then was also our best man at our wedding, then went to Australia, became very successful. He had hedge funds, had different funds and hedge funds, but then he started a company that was just dividends, yields actually, VAT. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's gone. Has it been taken over? Oh, am I forgetting? I thought Anyway, this is VET. I was going to go. It took me on a trip there to go to VAT. It was VAT. Oh, it must have been taken over. It was an Asian Pacific fund for yield. Anyway, he was very successful. Unfortunately, he died last year. Very sad. Lovely guy. All right. That is Vermilion Energy Inc. It had a very big spike over the last week. It's going from the 750 area all the way to yesterday's high of 919, and it's pulling back a little bit today. I believe this is leg B. This is not a continuation pattern of a G. This is a leg B, and therefore it should consolidate a little bit, and I do see it going higher. Where to? Well, the candle that I'm looking at right here is the candle of the week of February, the 14th of this year, which had a 918 high. That was the high of yesterday. 918 open and pushed all the way to 979. So one step at a time. If it can close not just a penny above yesterday's high of 919 and go to 920, if it can close into 928 to 932, this is really going to accelerate towards the upside. So one step at a time. 850 is key support. It's looking quite good. So that's Vermilion Energy. Let's look at the other one, which is CRGY. CRGY. I hadn't ever heard of this before. And this is Crescent Energy. Gone to a leg C right at the 200-period moving average yesterday. It looks almost the same in the daily, but the weekly is different. It's had a concerted effort to try to get above the high of the 13th of June, the week of 13th, which is $10. It tried it on $9.99 on the 22nd of August, tried it again on the 5th of September at $9.94, tried it again at $9.97 on the 26th of September. This time it better succeed. So I suspect, and it's got a bit of a pullback today, it's down 33 cents at 9.36. If this is able not just to clear and make a leg D, it's the same thing. You need to get above 982 was the high yesterday. It can't just go to 983, 984 and then pull back, because that 200-period moving average of 970 is a very strong magnet. It has to go to 9.92 to $10.10. It has to get into the tens, and then you've broken free from all this months from the breakdown of that ugly, horrible candle of the 4th of April of this year, 1142 down to 766. You want to get to the upper side of this very ugly red candle. You start trading, not you, the CRGY, which was, what do you say, Crescent Energy. If it could start to trade in the 1040 to 1060 area at any point in the next few weeks, that's going to be really important. If it breaks under $9, it's going to stall yet again. That's trading okay. Look at that, TGB. So TGB comes out with earnings tonight. That's Taseko Myers trading right now. 474, up 14 cents. Very nice. Next question. So did that. So Palantir. PLTR. Palantir down today, down 7 at 183.49. Yeah, these tech stocks are not doing all that well. I'm a little concerned, but what's interesting is that GE seems to be acting like a tech stock these days. It's running up when they run up, but it's also pulling back when they pull back. Look at this, down almost 4 at 306, still within the trading range, as opposed to some of them. Question came in about Meta. Oh, look at this, down 16. Meta Platforms. It doesn't look good. it looks to me like Meta Platforms is in a pretty serious sell mode, and that might, and then when profit taking starts anytime now for fund managers, I don't know where this is going to go to, but all I can say is that 580 is trading at 610 right now. 580 area this month needs to hold, otherwise it's a big problem. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour, Dow's at 406.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
We're back, folks, and we're looking at the Dow up 365 at 48,292. It was at 48,431. So, yes, it's pulling back. Now, let me just go through this. It's not Technical Friday, but I just need to explain it. So, in the move that we had going to the high of the 29th of October, because all the technicals were still pretty strong, I called it, in the notation of the Chapman wave, an alternate count, G/C. Very often, when the 9-period moving average is very strong and you get a G/C, it says that it should go to the requisite D in a buy mode, and there should be a spring-loaded move because the 9 is way over the 14, and it's like an elastic band. You pull back, and then all of a sudden it's released, and that's what we've got. Now you've got this. I'm calling it a D. It could be a brand new. I'm calling it a D. Why? Because this goes to a daily D, it goes to a weekly D, and monthly chart is still fantastic. Now look at this. The S&P What did we get? We're kind of failing from this peak. This is also an alternate count. That peak right there on the 29th of 69.20.34. And we've already got to a little doji candle 3 weeks ago, and we're pulling back from that in the weekly. If you look at the SPY, I think I drew it better in the SPY there. You see the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone? Look how we're being repelled from that. You don't have to drop very far, but it means it is resistance, right? If you look at the QQQ, look at this. Same thing, inside track resistance, and we're pulling back. If you're looking at the IWM, what's happening in the IWM? It's down a little bit, but it is trying to hold. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, is this the moment that we start to see some kind of rotation? We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Check out my Opening Call Daily newsletter, and I'm going to hand you over to Steve Rhodes, and it should be great programming as always here at TFNN. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.